I think you forgot to do the outside.
It's not important, man.
Why not?
Don't see it when you're inside the car.
Hi, it's Leo back here with another video. Today we're doing a car review again because my other one got quite a lot of views. Today we're going to be reviewing the Audi A1, which is, I think this is the last generation model. We're going to go through kind of all the specs, how it is to drive, and would I recommend it as a first car. So outside wise, I think it's quite a nice looking car. Not the S-Line alloys, this isn't the S-Line model. Yeah, pretty standard Audi A1. Got an exhaust pipe. You see my car only has one small exhaust pipe. This one's got two, so you're getting twice as many exhausts. So it's pretty good. So we've got two exhaust pipes. The Sportback version of the Audi, which I'm pretty sure means that it has 5 doors. So as you can see, we've got passenger doors. The outside hasn't been cleaned recently, but we'll brush past that. Gonna have a look under the bonnet first of all. So I think the bonnet release for this car is you open driver's door, I think it's down here. There we go. And then, but this is pretty cool. The bonnet opens and stays open on pistons. So here we have the 1.4 litre TFSI engine in this car. So this has got a turbo and it's a 1.4 litre petrol engine. It outputs about, I think it's about 120 horsepower. I'm not sure how much torque it has, but it does feel significantly quicker than my Mitsubishi Colt. Yeah, we've got a plastic kind of engine bonnet cover. Got your washer fluid, your coolant. It's pretty cool. I think this has a 270 litre boot. There we go. So 270 litre boot. Like most other cars, you somehow, if I can remember how to do it, there's a lever so you can push the seats back. You can do the same for this seat as well. This goes forward. You can fit a bit more in, and then under the boot lid, and I know you can actually lift this boot lid up, so there's less of a boot lip here. You see it's got a plastic boot lid, so you can raise the floor a little bit if you want to kind of slide things in and out, but that'll reduce the size. Interesting thing about this car is when you open the boot, there's actually lights underneath rather than, it takes the lights up with it. The wheels, so these aren't the S-Line alloys, they're just the standard alloys, but this has disc brakes front and back. I'm not sure how big they are, so I'm just gonna have a look. Yeah, it doesn't say, and I also don't have the information, but there's disc brakes front and back. So yeah. Oh, right, we're going in through the driver's seat. So here we have the 5-door variant, which means the doors tiny. These are absolutely tiny. So yeah, you're gonna be kind of, it's a bit cramped trying to get in. I'm not joking. I haven't been to the gym in a while, but it is a lot smaller than like the 3-door variant, where the doors tend to be massive. Fabric, and then there's a bit of a fake leather with a different texture in the middle. This is the manual gearbox. So right, let's get in. 6-gear manual gearbox, quite nice. This has got the kind of a basic screen that pops up. This doesn't have sat-nav installed on it. I think you have to load it through an SD card or something, but it does have Bluetooth stereo, so I can connect my phone to it and it's quite good. And what else, it's got these are quite nice actually, these air vents. Does actually have AC, which is something my Mitsubishi Colt does not have, which I'm quite jealous of. So when it's really hot, I would rather drive this car. And yeah, so it's got a button for turn off traction control, basic stereo, and you've got some controls on the steering wheel, which is quite nice. So this isn't like the S-Line steering wheel or anything. Standard steering wheel, it's just got kind of like, you can control the little display in the middle. What you want on your sandwiches. Yeah, there's, right, one thing to note that's a negative about this car is there's no USB chargers. No USB chargers, so if you want to charge your phone, you're gonna have to get one of these little barrel adapters, which is a bit annoying. So, 2 cup holders. There's actually not a third one, so Another win for the Mitsubishi Colt, which has 3 cup holders. Yeah, and all doors have electric windows. It's quite nice. Yeah, it's quite a nice car, and you can get quite low down. You can crank the seat right down, so it's like you're in a Mazda MX-5 or something. It's just quite nice if you want to pretend you're like a race car driver. So yeah, there we go. Right, we're gonna have a look in the back now. Yeah, this car is annoyingly small. So right, we've got the front seat right forward. This is unrealistic how far forward this is. So I've got knee room, but I know at normal driving position for a normal person, you're going to be touching it with your knees. These seats, like, I'm not even 6 foot, and there's just no headroom. Like, I'm touching it if I stretch out. If I lie back, I'm touching. There's not a very big gap between the floor and your knees, so I don't have particularly long legs, but like they're not. My thigh isn't resting on the seat, and there's not a lot of room to kind of stretch out. So it works, but it's a bit cramped in the back. The main issue with the back for me is how upright these back seats are. These seats are just too upright. This is very uncomfortable. This isn't very good. I wouldn't recommend it if you've got a lot of people that need to go in the back of this car. Not very comfortable, and there's also no USB ports or anything in the back. We haven't reviewed the door bins actually. The door bins are a big part. So have a look here. Look, these are alright. You've got door bins in the back, put like a drink in, and then the ones in the front are quite small as well. In the door bin, right? I've got a phone. Yeah, a phone fits. Fit a phone in. That's alright. That is kind of the space that you get in the Audi A1. Right, so the key is pretty much like any other Volkswagen Group key. Flip out one. Put it in, and you've got to put the clutch down when you turn on the engine in this car. And then you see it's got the media controls, so you can connect your phone here. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to turn it off. Cool, it's a little bit cooler. Driving position's quite nice. Steering wheel's quite nice as well. I've got no complaints with that. So if we go up, you do notice straight away that this car feels like it's got a lot more power than my other car that I've been driving. And I've got a live miles per gallon. I have driven this car quite a bit, and I have noticed this car can burn through fuel a lot quicker than my other car. So on the motorway you can get about 50 miles to the gallon. So when you're just doing town driving and driving a bit slower, I'm getting about 30 miles to the gallon, 35 miles to the gallon, because it gives you the ability to put your foot down when you're trying to like take off from junctions. Whereas in my other car, if you put your foot down, it just doesn't react because it's not powerful enough, which means it doesn't use as much fuel. If you drive very carefully, I'm pretty sure you can get the miles to gallon up town driving into about 40, 45. If you're quite heavy footed with the accelerator, get quite a low miles to gallon. And another thing I have noticed is the petrol tank. So I'm comparing it to the Mitsubishi Colt again. So that's a small car, it has about a 55 litre petrol tank. I can probably get up to about 500 miles out of a tank of petrol. This, because it has slightly worse MPG, and the tank size on this A1 is only 45 litres, so it's 10 litres less than the Mitsubishi Colt. I think you can probably only get about 300 miles out of the tank. For long journeys, you're going to be filling up a little bit more frequently. Power wise, as I already said, it is a 120 horsepower car, which for a car of this size is enough. I never feel that I'm unable to overtake or kind of go up a hill, as I am in maybe my car, where you have to kind of shift down a gear. You can happily go up a hill in like 5th or 6th gear. So light, and this is a front wheel drive car. Feels quite good to drive. At slow speeds, the steering wheel is light and quite precise. But what I have noticed is there's less kind of an involvement with the road. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if this is an electric power steering, but some instances it feels as if you can just turn the wheel and there's not as much kind of feedback as I have been getting in my Mitsubishi Colt. The steering on this car is possibly a little bit disappointing compared to some other cars. On this model, so this is a 2014 model, the middle driver's display is quite basic. It's just like a black and white display that shows your speed, Bluetooth connectivity, and an MPG and a temperature, and it also shows you what gear you're in, which is quite basic. But I do want to say the gauge cluster is quite pretty, like it glows red. Visibility though in this car, I'm gonna say it's good visibility because you can see all the way around. But have you noticed how small the front windscreen is compared to some other cars? It just feels quite small. I think that's kind of, they've tried to make this car quite low down, like such as I'm going to say Mitsubishi Colt, also the Hyundai i10, which is another small car, and then we've got a Honda Jazz, which is another small car which has a larger windscreen than this. Acceleration wise, I think this does about an 8-second 0 to 60. I should have gone on a faster road, to be honest. I don't know why I'm going this way. Another thing, the glove box. So that's another important thing, is the glove box, the standard small glove box. This, even though it doesn't look like leather or anything, it is soft touch. It is soft touch, and then the steering wheel is like stitched leather, which is quite nice. It's not scratchy plastic, but it is slightly soft touch around the kind of doors. If you push on it, it doesn't creak. It does feel quite solid. Like there's literally no creaking anywhere. Oh, there's a car coming anyway. I want to be polite and reverse. You see, like a lot of people who come down these roads can't actually reverse properly. So I'm always just like, oh, I'll do it. Reversing around a blind corner. Oh, you hear that beep? So it's probably the grass setting off. But this does actually have a reversing sensor, not a reversing camera, a reversing sensor. So it will beep when you reverse the back end too close to something. I talked about the engine sensor. It's a 1.4 turbo. It's a 4-cylinder engine, but when you're going at slow speeds, such as I am at the moment, it can shut down 2 of the cylinders, so it only runs as like a 2-cylinder engine, which is quite interesting. And I've never noticed it kind of turning up 2 of the cylinders, so it does it kind of without you knowing. Oh, and another feature that you can enable, there's a button down here, is stop start, which is quite common on a lot of cars, but I guess when you come to traffic it stops and starts the car. This car would actually be a fairly decent car for someone looking for a first car that doesn't want to spend too much on a car and insurance. So I know you can pick up a used, probably about a 2013-14 model of this car with under 100,000 miles for maybe about £6,000 or £7,000, or maybe even less. Platform wise, so this is this Audi A1. They're built on the same platform as the VW Polo, because they're all VW group cars. Oh, and the Skoda Fabia, which would have a larger boot than this, but I know the engines are a bit weaker in that car. So my Mitsubishi Colt has a 3-cylinder engine in, and one thing I've noticed that's slightly different about this engine, a bit nicer even, is how smooth it is. When this is idling, it's completely smooth, like there's no vibration coming through the steering wheel or your seat, which you would get in some 3-cylinder engines. I'm trying to find a way onto a quicker road actually. I know it's going to take ages. Yeah, the brakes they're not too grabby, but they do stop the car quite quickly, which is quite nice. Why is everyone going this way? Alright, after this car. Chilling. Hear that sound? So yeah, if you've got any questions about this car, leave them in the comment section. I tried to get to them. I think that will wrap up this video. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. So if you want to join me on my journey with car videos, you should subscribe. That's what you should do. And then we want to get to 20 likes. That's the goal. So yeah, see everyone in my next video.